finish this assignment, then move on. But again, how do we build this? I think it's very, very important. So during my lecture, so I have a lot of different students. They do different kind of things. So product, this is a rehab robot for stroke patient. Then we won some award. My inovasi also.
Dr. Yong, can you hear us? Sorry, Dr. Yong, we cannot hear you.
Is it off just now?
Yeah, the line was cut off.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, now it's okay.
Okay, it's raining here, so I'm not sure whether because of the raining it contribute to that. So let me share back again the screen. You can see the screen, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move very quickly. Just want to share that during my as a student and my early stage of my career, I like to join a lot of competition, build innovation with my student, and then try to push that. And this is also RoboCon. I've been joining for the early stage, like 2002, for more than 10 years already. And also Micro Imaging Cup, we represent Malaysia to a few other places. And then I started to join entrepreneurship. I managed to win Epita Award, then went to Silicon Valley to visit some of the company. This is Bismarck Alliance Banks. I won this Best Entrepreneurship Mentor Award. Newton Fund, this is I think 2 years ago. I won first prize on the pitching competition. And yeah, one more than another one. I think what I'm trying to share with you is my early stage of my lecturership. I like to do innovation and join a lot of competition. But after certain stage, I keep on thinking all these awards that I've been winning for past decade, they didn't really add value to the country. So then I start to think that if I can do a lot more than that. So yeah. So again, I just want to share this, my philosophy of work, my early stage of a year, how to win a competition, because I really like to join competition and ask my student to join. This talk is supposed to be a 3 and 4 hours. I just want to make it short. A lot of students ask me, or a lot of lecturers ask me, what is your secret to win so many competition? I know that there's only 6 simple secrets. Yeah. I mean, the first one is really you have to register first. If you don't register, of course, you are not going to win anything. Yeah. Then, of course, there's tons of it. But I want to focus one thing, which is a very important one, the determination, which I'm going to share a little bit to the entrepreneurship as well. So these are some of the case study. When I was at 2003 and 4, I have no idea how to do pitching. So I went to UK for my study. I tried to improve my English. And when I came back, I tried to learn classes or video, YouTube, to see really how to do the pitching. So from this perspective, I joined competition again because in my opinion, joining competition is the best way to learn something fast. And in 2011, I managed to win a pitching competition, first prize. Then I joined 3 years, I won the first prize as well. So on 2014, this is quite an interesting story because I want to win again. I want to increase my chance to win. So I joined two entry. And as a competition, they don't allow me to win the first and second. So they give me the best. The other one is the best performance. And I got a trip to Silicon Valley. So this is some of the thing is happening. And yeah, I went to Silicon Valley, visit Facebook. This is RoboCon. This is another story I want to share as well. Just a quick one. I mean, when I built this robot for competition in Mid Valley, this is back in 2004. And the day before I tried the robot, it was working fine. But at 5 p.m., all of a sudden, the robot just doesn't work out. And then Mid Valley was about to close at that time. So I cannot really continue to test it. So at that time, I could actually say that, hey, yeah, it was working. And then let's say tomorrow, the competition, I can just tell to the judges, say that it was working fine yesterday, but like it was broken, so I cannot join this competition anymore. So if you listen to this statement, it's very, very common that our students say the same statement. It's like, yeah, it was working, the project is working fine last week and yesterday, but today when I want to show you as a FYP, it doesn't work out. So from this perspective, myself and my team, we will try not to give up so easily. So just to share with you, maybe another time the story. So we bring back the robot, we fix it, and the next morning we join the competition again, and we won the competition number one. So here I just want to share that, of course, don't easily give up. There's a lot of option to solve us problems. So this is the some of the screenshot during the competition. So this is where I want to share up as well. I'm going to bring this example to our situation now. In university, it's very difficult for us to commercialization because of a lot of a different policy, a lot of a different perspective. So this is same thing as well. For example, right now I'm in KL. I want to fly to Singapore. Yeah, so we can take a flight. What else can we do? Beside the flight, maybe we can take a car. Yeah. After that, maybe bus, or maybe after that train. So if I were to ask again, is there any other way that for us to go to KL from Singapore without this four? Let's say these four options are not there. So we keep on thinking hard and say, it's kind of difficult. There's no other option actually. But if you go deep a little bit, actually you could maybe take a boat, or maybe you could, well, I cannot see that, train, I think, or maybe walking. But in general, sometimes life is not that straightforward. So maybe you have to take the train to Malacca, you have to take the bus to Johor, walk to Singapore, and finally take an MRT to Singapore. So this is a true story as well for another one. My dream to Silicon Valley. I could buy my own ticket, but it's way too expensive. I couldn't afford. And I mean, go to the conference. I can do the postdoc there. I can do all kind of a competition, but I have no luck to get this thing done. So again, we brainstorm. We think again, is there anything else I can do in order for me to visit Silicon Valley? Maybe work there. Magic is Stanford program, medic program, but ultimately, all at the end of the day, it's not just again a very straight path to reach your destination. It could be you can take a train to Thailand, you can take train to France, go to UK, and you buy a $1 flight from UK to US. So this is all possible, and I was there for twice, and all fully sponsored by a different entity. The third one is really DF Automation. As a company, we wanted to raise fund, and of course, we want to raise 5 million. As a founder, we don't have money, so what can we do? We ask family, they will run away. We ask a bank, we are too small. Then we ask for credit, yeah, we may be get, but we only get a small portion of a 5 million ringgit. So again, is there any other way that we can really get into this direction? So back again, there's of course other way, L2M, MOSD, and MDV. But again, MDV will not give you if you don't have a track record. So back again, the path is sometimes not straight, but again, you will lead you to there. So this one, we get the money from founder first, get some result, then we ask some family to support. We got cradle fund, crest fund, MOSD, and eventually you get investor and get 5 million. So for DF Automation, we have raised maybe about 7 million ringgit for these running businesses. So this is where I want to share that similar for university to do commercialization, there's a lot of path we want to take. Some are obvious, some are not obvious. We just have to find that particular path. Okay, so back into this, my mindset change. Earlier, 2001 and 2003, I love joining competition. Every year, I won like 1 or 2 awards. This is some of the photos. And until 2010, I still joined Pure Research. I won at that time maybe 30, 40 accumulated all award. And all of a sudden, I went to UK in 2007. I came back in 2010. I see the world a little bit like UK, US, and Japan. Their mindset are very different. When you ask a student in Malaysia, I think you can ask your student after you have a class, you ask them what you want to become after you graduate. Number one, the room will be very silent. Nobody answer you. Number two, they will say, yeah, I want to become an engineer. Some, they have no idea what they want to become. They just join this university because maybe their mom or dad asked them to do that. Or maybe because their friend actually chose this course. So in Malaysia culture, unfortunately, most of the students have no clear idea where they want to go. When I was in Imperial, I had some part-time teaching. So I teach the students. So I asked them what you want to become. Also, they just, I want to do a big project like Mark Zuckerberg. I want to create another Facebook. I want to go to this country to do a lot more things. You can see that kind of excitement, I was so curious. Why Malaysia, why this country have that kind of energy about why Malaysia doesn't have. So at that time, I keep on thinking that I say maybe because of our upbringing in Malaysia. I still remember my dad asked me, okay, son, I think you just focus to become engineer, don't become business, don't do anything crazy because it's very risky. Uh, uh, I think that's pretty much because of our culture here, our mindset have brought that, and we don't have really a success story in this technology view. For instance, in US, we have Facebook, we have Google, and let's say Samsung, in Korea we have Samsung, in Japan we have Sony, and all these are actually carried out by their people and then build this company to be bigger. But in Malaysia, we don't have. So at that time, actually, I was keep on thinking, I think we should do something about that. So that was the first intention. So when I'm back, then we look into, so this is some of the innovation that we did. But again,
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I like PD2.
yeah. So that is some of the research we did, and people asked us to commercialize. I said, no, at that time, I have no interest, and also actually, I don't know how to do business. But when you go to look into the detail a little bit from the newspaper times, the study said that the university only really create economic growth. There's a big question. The study which looked at Malaysia found that in those countries, very little research could be commercialized. Okay. Then you'll be also have this some statistic. In Malaysia, only 8.6% are on industrial R&D, compared to Singapore about 48% and Japan 64%. And then from that perspective, I start to think, I should move into this entrepreneurship more. So I start to beef up myself on this story. And I tell my colleague, I tell my student, hey, let's do business. And during the first 2 years, I can tell it's very tough because the policy are not very clear for a lecturer to do business. And some of the students say that, hey, Dr. Young is a bit got problem one here. So I felt all this, scenario, because at that time there is nobody talk about startup. And when I have that kind of mindset, when I try to join again the competition, the perspective changes. I start to receive fund, I start to generate revenue. And by 2016, you can see the revenue side. I have a company that actually accumulative have a revenue of 5 million. And now 2020, I think we have more than about 20 million revenue in accumulative. So this is back into university. So I still remember when I came back in 2010, I wanted to do business, but in the whole Malaysia, I think it's still very, very early stage. I'm very lucky and fortunate. UTM and also ICC are very supportive. They want to grow this, and also they do understand that the policy are very difficult to make everyone generation. So this is normally very difficult to my internet is not stable. And he asked, what do I need? What support do I need within his capacity? I mean, there are certain things that he cannot approve, but of course, there's so many other things that he can actually support. So we discuss, and sometimes we formulate what is the best, for both sides, for the university and also for the lecturer to do this business. I still remember this too, and also a very great wake-up call. UTM engaged SRI International from Silicon Valley. They flew the speaker from US all the way to UTM to give a talk. So they actually teach us how to do pitching. They teach us how to do business decision. And I was in this session and I learned tremendously. I still remember one of the speaker that came. Then he introduced himself. Hey, my name is Brian. I'm a CEO of 5 company. I was like, wow, is it possible to be a CEO of 5 company? Then he explained. Then I said, hey, it makes sense and it's possible. So that really triggered me, and that really pushed me to say that I want to be a CEO of a few companies as well. Again, that is university type, but I think for us to become a business, then I think I need to move one step ahead. I need to start joining like a real entrepreneur. So this is where I start to join competition. Again, I like competition, so I just changed to an entrepreneurship competition. One of the competition I joined was Alliance Bank's Biz Academy. And when I joined this one, you can meet all kind of entrepreneur. We have Grizzly Ng, My Burger Lab, Citron, and all this. So we share all the information how to grow the businesses. And also I met Tan Sri Liu Sing. He's a mentor for this competition, and he advised us how to become a proper entrepreneur. And like Tan Sri Liu, he's not a businessman at his early stage. He's a banker actually, and he's not even a developer. So I asked him, how you become a developer from a banker? He just said one thing. Number one, he see the opportunity. He tried to come in to find one of the and never mind. So when I asked a little
Dr. Yong, we cannot hear you, Dr. Yong. Is it okay? Give me.
The line.
hello, I'm sorry about that. Can see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The slide as well.
Repeat a few slides that just now we couldn't hear you very clearly. Can you just repeat a few slides before this?
Yeah. So I think I start from Dr. Amira. So yeah, join all this competition out there. You really can learn a lot from your peers, from the judges, from the panel. And then I also joined this Magic East Stanford. I still remember I'm based in Johor. In order to join this Magic East Stanford, they only select like the top 20 from the country to do this. I'm very lucky enough to be shortlisted, but I have to drive 4 hours to Cyberjaya to pitch for 5 minutes and drive 4 hours back just for this pitching. And fortunately to be first shortlisted, then I flew to Silicon Valley for 2 weeks to do all the pitching. And yeah. Sorry, can you see this slide?
No, we can't see.
Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry about this. I'm not sure what happened. Let me share the screens first. Yeah, is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, I think let's I mean, in short, just to share that.
Maybe he has to mute his picture. Mute his.
Competition, but this time more focusing on the that I won before. Soba from the staff. Award. Okay, this is. Give me a second. Okay, I try this. If it doesn't work out, then I charge my internet again. Okay, I think this portion is very important. A student when they do degree, there's about 4 years time. First year, second year, and 4th year. If they want to do business, normally they won't jump straight to the business. They will
Dr. Yong, probably you can off your video.
be working for 3 years first. There is no video here. Sorry.
The PowerPoint is okay. Probably you can just off your video. Maybe that's the one that is taking a bit of the data or whatever you call it.
Okay. Let me try one more time.
Yeah. Just the voice, I think is okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
How I stop share first. I share again. No sound. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's try this one. I think this is very important. I mentioned normally, let's say a student they finish their degree 4 years, they will work for maybe 3 years first, then they start their business. So this one is about 10 years time to do this. Then normally I ask my student, will you want that right after you do your degree, you do a business? So normally you need about 50,000 capital for a business. But again, once you finish your degree, to get 50,000 is kind of like impossible. You don't have access, you have nothing. Or maybe you can ask your family for fund you. But if the business work out, it's okay. But if the business doesn't work out, so there's a big question. So let's say you borrow your money from your family, 50,000. You need another 3 years for the businesses. And this is where things happen very interestingly is that let's say you borrow your money from family. Let's say the first year it works okay. Second year, let's say doesn't work out. Your parents will ask you, where's your money? Where's my money? Then the third year, they ask the same question. You may don't want to go back already, right? So this is take about 7 years. The method that I'm trying to figure out right now is why don't we start the business much early on, maybe from 4th year. The reason being is very simple. They have a fundamental knowledge from 1st year and 3rd year. 4th year, they still need to do this final project already, and there's ton of assignment they can do. Why don't we focus this kind of final project as assignment as a potential commercialization project? So again, no risk because there's a lot of grant available for them to do this. At the same time, also they only take 6 years for this. So this is where I'm going to share you 5 case study. I will start with DF automation. I'll go very quick on this particular one. And what we do is we support big company like electric manufacturing, 20,000 square feet, 1,000 go are being moved daily, and the human and operator need to carry weight up to 500 kg, walk 3 kilometer. And this is all the robot out there already, but they are very difficult to program, not flexible and costly. So then we found ways to solve this. We use the AGV, but our focus pretty much. Hold on, let me. Our focus pretty much is to do the software, how to program the robot. And right now you can see this AI can actually program any robot that we want. That's the critical point. I'm not going to go detail. I just give a flavor, understand what DF automation is doing. So we have a software. Then this is a robot, basically just a hardware. We have motor, sensor, all equipped into one together. Once you have that, we put the software inside. I mentioned earlier on, the robot itself is just a tool. You put a software inside, the robot can perform tasks that you wanted, depending on the industry. It can be a conveyor, it can be towing, it can be anything, depend on what customer want. So like this one is in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. So it carry the trolley automatically. So it doesn't have to hire a lot of people. So this is in Kulim Kedam. This one in Vietnam as well. 300 kg of a load. Yeah. And these are some of the robots have been sold to places like Mexico, India, and a few places. Is the internet running? Is the video running? So this is another one also, the sushi robot. You can find this actually in Mid Valley, our mall, the Pulse Market. So this is also we supply one. Go on. And this is a idea of a smart manufacturing where all the robots are running together to perform some industry project. I'll proceed this one. And recently, I think you heard of COVID-19, and we also actually come up with some idea within that short time. Propose this Machikia to a hospital in hospital UK. Okay. Let me for this. I just want to share that this is a robot that so that the doctor, that's to reduce the use, and we have Apple. So for this DF automation, we actually managed to do this in 17 days. I just go through very quick. But what my point is, I want to bring up is this one. We started off very small. Two of my ex-students, we built at home in 2012. Then actually we ran a place in 2016. We have 2,000 square feet offices. And right now, 2018, we have about 20,000 square feet businesses. And again, when I start this, I start with my ex-student. My student was my student back in 2004 and 5. I met them back again in 2011. Then we discussed, then we start this company. From that, we have another batch of a student. 2015, then this is 2016. You can see most of the students actually have a background in Robocon. Again, this is some of the strategy that myself and my team is trying to get the talent to fit into our objective. And this is all the team. Okay, so this is DF automation. I'll go through other example. The other one is called Take Care Innovation. So Ko Kang Xiang was one of my final project student, and when he joined me, I asked him one thing. I just said that don't treat your FYP as a FYP project. Try to think this project as a potential to be commercialized. So from that kind of a perspective and idea, then he started to think that he don't want to follow the normal procedure, but he want to do more than that. Within the first year, he already built the devices, and he won more than 20 awards, including My Innovasi. He went to Indonesia for competition. He went to the British Invention Show also, and this gives him confidence as well as validate his idea. And this is a good roadmap. First year, third year, you learn about the fundamental knowledge, then try to understand the market. You make the first prototype, then you won some competition, you join the competition. Then we established this company called Tech Innovation, one of the spin-off from UTM. And finally, we also do a lot of exhibition. So we also show this to 3 Prime Minister, PM Dr. Mahathir, Najib, and also PM Dr. Muhyiddin. And then we thought that if the students do all this, they're going to be affected by the study. But the 3 students that joined this, they actually are first-class students, and they won the Vice Chancellor Award, Malakoff Award, as well as Shell Academic Award. I just so go through the product that what he did, and basically, this is the product. From the first design that is very crude, during the FYP is very, very rough. Then when he do the PhD project, it become more commercialized, more nicer design. And this robot has been sold to China, India, and a few places in Malaysia. And so we use this device to help show patient to regain back the movement with all the games. He can train the phonation, supination. There's a report with all the data that he can show improvement or not. And this thing also can be connected to the internet so that the physiotherapist or doctor can monitor the patient who are training this at home. Oops. And when we design this robot, we try to make it portable. Yeah. And the other one is Feedboard. I'm not going to explain this, but again, this is to stand on the balance board that you can play game, you can do a lot of training. And because of the COVID-19, actually we designed this within a month, and we start selling this product as well. It doesn't use any image processing. It's a very simple automatic temperature detection, and also you can do hand sanitizer. So right now we sell this to Old Folks Home, a few Petronas, petrol station, and a few other places. And we are covering in a few places and so on this. So roadmap, again, we start from my PhD actually, then my student take over as their final project PhD. And finally, we have also offer a new product in this Take Care Innovation. So you might think that DF and Take Care is one, but actually the same model can be applied to others method. So same thing, another one is called Mini Heart Catcher. This is the Dr. Eileen project. We know cardiovascular is #1 disease, and we need to go to hospital, but then the hospital is very expensive. So now we do an IoT to monitor the heart rhythm. And this is where we are collaborating with the hospital funded by Christ, and we actually produce some prototype, and also we start joining competition from Microsoft Imaging Card, from Innova Malaysia. The student get confident, then we pursue to commercialize the product. So this is the Simpson architecture lah. And yeah, so one example also, you can use this method, and of course we try to pursue this further. Just finish the grant, and hopefully we can continue this commercialization. The fourth one, this is ongoing, supported by Christ, SAS, and DF Automation together with UTM. It started off as a final project to do AI to predict the failure on equipment. The top left picture is actually an exhibition with SAS, and the bottom left is actually a picture that they joined a competition called the Great Lab. They also won Innovate Malaysia and also Microsoft Imaging Card. So from this final project, when they join competition, they win their confidence. And yeah, they managed to go to even to Dallas, Texas to present their paper. So once they have that, they come back. So this shot was just taken yesterday. There was an extra shooting. And right now, Kaiwan is a leading of this project, is a PhD student and 2 master. And the whole idea is after 3 years, they need to form a company to commercialize the product they wanted. So these are some of the preliminary work. You can see DF is doing very hardware, hard tech project. Right now, we are doing on AI part. And this is also something that is ongoing. So case 5 is IROS, and we see in not only in UTM, in everywhere, so we see the lack of talent in this technology. Most of the students, they do theory, but there's no hand-on. So I started to found this so-called club called IROS, and this IROS just 2 years old. We have right now about maybe 20 over students, and the recruitment is very simple. You need to give back at the same time. Everyone is teaching each other like what is the current technology. I spend time with them every 1 week, 1 hour or 2 hours to guide them about the current technology. And these are some of the activity we did. We sent them to visit to the company, training, in collaboration with some of the industry out there. And within the short 2 years, they won award as well. The Great Lab, NI Autonomous Mobile Robot Competition. We won first and second. And for the Grand Challenge competition, we won 2 first prize. Then we also sent some of the participants to Indonesia International for some of the event. So just want to conclude. I mean, it seems tough for an academician or student to venture to entrepreneurship, right? I mean, this is the very first mindset, even I had that. But in reality, to be honest, it is full with great opportunity. If you try to look into making a successful business, number 1, you need actually talent. Number 2, actually you need opportunity. And these two, actually the university have it all. Who has a top talent in Malaysia? All the university has it, and you know it. It's low risk because you have fun. You can do all kind of research. Strong networker. Everyone want to be networking with each other, like university with the government, with the industry. There's a fund available and also facilities. So I like to ask back this question: university research and entrepreneurship, is it a match in heaven? I mean, early on, the direction was like a bit tough and challenging. But if you go deep, actually, there's a lot of opportunity. And if you ask me, it's a perfect match, actually, because you really meet all these talented students. They are still don't know where they want to go. If they want to go for business, you just need to help them a little bit. They can actually go very, very far. If you still remember this is where you are. This is where you want to be. Doesn't matter from the university point of view. If you want to open a spin-off company, as a lecturer, if you want to, supervise some student to do the project, or the student yourself, you want to become an entrepreneur, try to see wherever is your direction. I mean, first thing first, you don't have to think so much first. I think very important is you have gazing an option to reach where you want to be. But first, you need to make your first move. Thank you very much. I hope that concludes my presentation. And I apologize for the connectivity just now. I'm not sure if the rain here is actually affecting that. And yeah, I hope this session is benefit for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Yong. In fact, very insightful and very motivating to all our researchers. As what you have rightly mentioned, opportunity is there. So as what Winston Churchill has also mentioned, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, and optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulties. I would like to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Muhammad Khan, Gadin to give a few words with regards to the direction where we are to be moving. Professor,
Okay, thank you very much. Is it Dr. Yong? Can you hear me?
Yes, can Dr. Gadin.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm in a car actually. I'm traveling to another place on campus, but it's a privilege and an honor for us to have you today. I really admire your perseverance, and it happens to be that the perseverance is one of our core values, and I hope those who are listening to your talk today values that, because perseverance is something that we really want to focus on. Um, Thank you very much for your sharing of your success. And I talked to Datuk Wahid, your VC. Said kita mau pinjam Dr. Yong sekejap, setengah hari. I said go on, kata, this is knowledge is for sharing.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, and thank you for being there. If we want to get assistance from you in the future, because we want to benchmark with you. Thank you very much again. Have a nice day, Dr. Yong.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dato'. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you, Dato'. I would like to invite our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Wan Hashim Wan Ibrahim, to give a few words.
Thank you very much, Prof. Loh. And thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Yong, for your presentation. Very good presentation. So for your information, and also to all audiences in UNIMAS, especially our academic staff, UNIMAS is trying to get our policy on spin-off to be endorsed. So we encourage all those entrepreneurs, especially our academic staff, try to think of a new company, maybe as what is shown by Dr. Yong just now, and we will help you together with RAC and also all departments in the related departments in UNIMAS to help you to get the spin-off company started in UNIMAS. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Wan. As what Prof. Wan has mentioned earlier on, for those of you who are interested to set up spin-off company, please feel free to talk to me and also my officers. We are here to help you. Here, I would like to open the question and answers to all the academicians. Any questions that you would like to ask Dr. Yong? Prof. Edmund?
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Dr. Yong, for your very insightful talk. One way is through a startup company. My question is, as researchers, which direction is the best? We innovate something and then we go to company for commercialization, or we look for company and then let them know what they want to solve, and then we work on from there. Which is the best direction?
Yeah, thanks, Prof. Emma, for the question. In fact, I think that's a question that all the lecturers have been asking for the last many years. I was right now under the Newton Fund LEAF program, Leadership Innovation Program. I have this conversation with UK counterpart, the mentor, and also some of the lecturers from other part of the world, from India, from Singapore, from Thailand, and so on. So it's the same question I asked, actually, what is the best model? Because right now it's a bit tough for a lecturer to do this entrepreneurship, because when you do entrepreneurship, you cannot do fundamental research. When you don't have a fundamental research, you cannot publish paper. When you cannot publish paper, that you affect your actually performance. So this is some of a gray area that is actually not very clear. But if you ask me personally, it's really depending on the field that you are doing. If you are doing on, let's say, drug related, this is pretty much on the fundamental a little bit, and you get publication possibility. And at the same time, also the drug company, they actually want to work with you very much. And in these cases, you are not able to manufacture your own drug. You need a partner to do for you. And if you look into other perspective, for example, the one that I'm doing AI product, I can come up with some algorithm. I can come up with some very nice model that actually work out well. And this is a split into two possibility. I can license my technology to the a third party, or I can actually spin out my own company to manufacture, to run the business. From these two options, my preference, to be honest, is just to license another company to do it. That will be mine. I think all the lecture will be the same thing. We do research, we love research, we publish paper, we win all award. Then we have this technology, we just pass to another company to do the job. And I've been looking for that for the last 15 years. Even until I'm still looking, I cannot get anyone that actually can do this. I would say because of the ecosystem in Malaysia, we don't have that kind of culture. But if you go to, let's say, Japan, or if you go to US or even UK, they have a really big business cases, very clear cut. Let's say from technology, you come up, all this universe, all this industry nearby the university, they will hate on this technology. Because, for example, a company like in let's say UK, there's a robotic company. They want to research a robot. They need to spend 2 million their own money to do R&D. They would rather to use the R&D. Let's say I say, okay, I need to spend 2 million on myself, but why don't I just use 1 million to give to the university to do the research, and I get the outcome that I wanted. But this is all possible in this part of the world, in UK and US, because there are some case study. The university really can produce something that actually the industry want. I mean, one good example is MIT Boston Dynamics. It started from MIT, but slowly spin out become a Boston Dynamics. It really answered to the industry. So back into Malaysia, I mean, I have to be very frank also. Some of our research here are not really up to the industry level yet, in my opinion. I mean, before I do the industry myself, I keep on doing the research. I tell the industry my product is very good. You just don't know how to commercialize my product. But when I become an industry myself, to be honest, it's totally different. Sometimes the industry doesn't need how complicated, how complex your solution is. They just want to solve the problem. It's all about dollar and sign. So to answer back to your question, I would say number one, best is to get a company to help you to do licensing or help you to commercialize. But in Malaysia at this moment, you very difficult to find this company. So the other way is actually to do your own startup. So this is where I'm trying to do my own startup. But at the same time, if in the future there are other company can help me to commercialize, I will go for that direction. As for now, I'm actually doing myself. I hope
Okay,
that answers your question, Prof.
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the floor?
Prof. Law, may I ask question to Dr. Yong?
Yes, sure. Hello.
Dr. Yong, I'm very interested on your experience on setting out the company. So there's more important thing how to sustain the human resources. So you have quite a numbers of talented